Hello, my wonderful people. We are in the process of the discussion of different types of intelligence. The nine types of intelligence, which is Howard Gardner's model of nine types of multiple intelligences that the human being has. And he has discussed this in the Frames of Mind book, published in 1983. He was a psychologist with Harvard University. And I believe this comes closest to describing the Vedic astrology models of how we can find out which of the dominant nine types of intelligence a child has, a young adult has. That's the goal. We will get to at some stage to tie a bridge between these nine types of intelligence and Vedic astrology. This is the beginning just to introduce you to the types of intelligence and what they really stand for. Now, there's a whole lot of playlist on counselors, tools, and toolbox on my other channel. Link, I'll leave it in the description box for all the counselors, psychologists interested in having this like a tool set. They already have it, but this is to add a layer for it, okay? Naturalist intelligence. What is this? The intelligence of classification, patterning, empathy for nature, and systemic thinking. Why some minds understand the world through living systems and why education must catch up. Some learners process the world through equations, some others through words, but a naturalist intelligence is the ability to think in categories, recognize patterns in environments, and identify subtle differences and organize reality, or whatever we call reality, the physical reality, through attributes, hierarchies, and ecosystems. These are the children who notice everything, the young adults who can sort chaos into order, the individuals who read system the way others read books. In an era of climate change, sustainability challenges, biotechnology, environment design, and systems thinking, natural intelligence is no longer optional but essential in our educational curriculum. So, what is it? Let's define. Natural orientation, identification with living organisms and environments. Attribute orientation, grouping of things by common features. Categorization, identifying by categories through traits. Hierarchical reasoning, ordering items by significance or interrelationships. Schematic memory, recalling information by category, hierarchy, and attributes. Now, a lot of children coming in the planet are autistic. There's a whole other rabbit hole there I don't want to get into. But you will find, and teachers are finding, and parents are finding right now, that some children are gifted with these kind of gifts, and we need to have an education system around that, not to label them and categorize them as, they have these terms floating around: children of special needs or differently abled. Well, all that labeling is not going to help. They have a naturalist intelligence. Let's see what they are. They are intrinsically organized. They notice subtle differences in meaning, sound, shape, or texture. Autistic kids are like this. Make collections, stones, leaves, stamps, facts, and data. Sort and categorize materials instinctively. Build systems of order wherever they go. They prefer charts, timelines, tables, maps, and diagrams. They internalize information through semantic mapping, bring order to new concepts automatically. This intelligence isn't just love for nature, it is systemic thinking at its finest. So, how to identify this in children? To begin with, children who carry naturalist intelligence often sort toys, objects, books, or ideas into groups. They create their own categories: small animals, funny shapes, red things, such kind of thing. Ask questions about how things are related or different. They love exploring nature, animals, and outdoor environments. They collect and organize things: rocks, leaves, pictures, cards, and so on. They notice details others ignore. They use diagrams, maps, and drawings to understand ideas. They prefer structured visuals like charts, timelines, flow diagrams. They are taxonomy thinkers. How does it appear in young adults? As they grow, naturalist intelligence matures into exceptional organizational skills, ability to detect micro patterns and subtle variations, Natural attraction to biology, environment, ecology, agriculture, medicine, and botany. Strong preference for data charts, category maps, and systematic representations. You're getting the flow of this, I hope. Ability to impose order on information rapidly. Interest in research, analysis, curation, and system design. Clear thinking through diagrams, frameworks, and models. A talent for connecting nature to ideas, ethics, culture, and society. These young adults excel in environmental sciences, biology and biotechnology, research and data analysis, agriculture and sustainability of environment, medicine and healthcare, urban planning and ecology, information architecture, conservation and wildlife work, system design and taxonomy based thinking. Their mind naturally sees structure in a living world. They see the world as living systems. So, bottom line, what should the education systems do? How do we build this for the curriculum for these children and young adults? Obviously, we need to improvise based on whatever I just spoke of, and just for this intelligence, let alone the other ones I'm discussing. Practical, practical curriculum engagements. What should it be for natural intelligence? The schools and colleges must integrate number one, graphic organizers in every subject, mind maps, Venn diagrams, taxonomies, hierarchical charts. Number two, attributes based on sorting tasks, sort by size, function, type, origin, and meaning across all subjects. Number three, categorization frameworks. Teach students to create categories, not just memorize them. We should get rid of this memorizing business in an era of artificial intelligence. Seriously. Why do you need to memorize 101 things? Develop the intelligence. Number four, semantic mapping. Use mapping for languages, science, history, and even math concepts. Number five, hierarchy building activities, timeline, food chains, classification of organisms, and even flowcharts. Number six, collection based projects, leaf collections, rock collections, stamp collections, data collections, any grouping exercise that strengthens cognition. Real world connection, school gardens, outdoor observation, preserve the parks, preserve your sidewalks, go plant trees, biodiversity walks, environment journals, not just sitting and learning in the classroom, take them to parks. Take them to your jogging tracks, make them plant trees, let them get their hands dirty. They want real world connection, not just sitting in front of the PC or a smartphone. Number eight, system oriented thinking tasks. Teach them how small elements interact within larger systems. Portfolios of work. Let the student document progress like a scientist or naturalist. Give them projects related to nature. That's why it's called naturalist. Number 10, modeling simulations, ecosystem models, organism interactions, organizational patterns in nature. Like I said, tell them to make little forests of their own. Diversify. Different plants, different trees, different flowering plants. Let them have a nursery in the school. They build research, analyze future environmental leaders. So the closing thought. Natural intelligence, intelligence of order. You need to be orderly here. Okay? Of systems, of patterns in complexity, like nature, geology, geography, earth, of connection with the living world. Flora and fauna, earth, geology, they make that connection fantastically. So you need to build a curriculum that revolves around encouraging this kind of cognition. Not all of us have it. Well, not all of us have everything, right? So I'll leave you with this much. I'll jump on to the next intelligence in my next podcast. This is for my LinkedIn newsletter, although YouTube people can also follow this, and the other one, Counselor's Toolbox. Okay? I'll leave the link in the description box for all you guys. Take care. Be safe.